Welcome to another Power Pack episode of Talking Business with Ritz. This is a platform where we aim to humanize entrepreneurship by making business talk fun, simple, and practical. So I'm your host, Ritzel Loredo-Rectra, and today we are going to talk about the secrets of pain-free living with a true expert in the field. So if you are watching in YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like this episode, and share this video to your friends. If you are on Facebook right now, on my profile, feel free to add me as a friend, search Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview, and join my Facebook group to learn from the experts as well as network and promote your services. Now, make sure to drop your questions in the comments and stay tuned for the Q&A segment where we will feature your questions and of course provide specific answers. All right, so as we unravel the secrets to pain-free living, I want to share that this episode is brought to you by StreamYard, the platform that makes live streaming a breeze. So if you're curious about creating your own engaging content, check out the link in the description for StreamYard. All right, Bam Bam, are you ready to make your life a pain-free life? Now grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's kick off the show. Here we go. All right. Hello, Fam Bam. I wish you a blessed, happy day ahead, and may your day be filled with love and happiness as we go through this week's episode of Talking Business with Ritz. So, in the next few minutes, we will get to know our incredible guest in a way that goes beyond the bio. All right. Today, we are honored, okay, to have a renowned pain resolution practitioner joining us on the show. With over 3 decades of expertise in the field, she empowers individuals to prevent and conquer body pain. So, be their own health advocates and embrace personalized wellness based on their unique genetic makeup. So, she is the founder of Last Stop for Pain, all right, a leading provider of personalized pain relief solutions and the creator of the Precision Pain Resolution Method. Her dedication to helping people live pain free lives has earned her recognition as the best selling author and speaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the powerhouse, Ani Papazyan. All right. Hi. We are thrilled to have you here on the show. How's your day going?
Hi, Ritz. My day is just starting. It's 6:05 a.m. So it's a beautiful way to wake up to spend time with you and your audience.
All right. And now it's time to discover the person behind the title. Are you ready, Annie?
I am ready as I can be.
All right. Let's start with the first question. So, tell me, who is Ani Papazyan on a personal level?
Well, I'm a woman. I'm just turned 55 years old. And when I was in my 20s, I thought, oh my God, 55 was old. We are not. I feel like I'm in a prime of my life. I'm enjoying, having fun and looking forward to what else to come, what experiences I can have.
All right. Now, could you walk us through your journey of becoming a pain resolution practitioner? How did it begin?
Well, it all started back in Armenia, where I was born and raised, where I went to college, where I studied medical massage. And a fun fact, I also played volleyball for Armenia national team. I always was an athlete, pretty much played every sport, but volleyball was the one that really got into professionally. So when we're with my family, we moved to America right after my college. I had to choose a career right
Mm-hmm.
after when I had to learn English. So I pain relief as an athlete, you constantly get injured and overcome injuries because you need to get back right on playing.
Yeah.
So that was my passion. And after reinstating my diploma, I decided that, okay, I studied medical massage. I'm going to dive deep into it because I couldn't imagine when people were coming in, they were saying, okay, living with pain was just something, this cards I was dealt with, or there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And that was just didn't sit right with me. So I wanted to learn as much as I can, different modalities, different seminars. I was the seminar queen, going to from this seminar to that seminar, learning techniques. What's the best way I can help someone, not just to overcome pain, because
Mm.
when your pain is, let's say, one or two, it's okay. You can live with it. When
Yeah.
your pain is seven, eight, 10, no, that just takes over your whole life.
Correct.
But outside of that pain numbers, there's the person that wants to play with their child, wants to play with their grandchild, pick them up, hug them, throw a ball to them, or go to Europe and walk that 5, 10 miles, or climb that Machu Picchu. That's the bigger goal that I want to help people achieve.
Mm.
And that's the driving force for me.
All right. Now, hearing my guest origin story gives inspiration to everybody who want to actually, you know, start their passion but do not know where to begin. So yours is very inspirational. All right. Now, we let's go to know Annie on a more personal level. Are you ready for a lightning round of fun questions, Annie?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's change the angle. So, first question: what is your favorite word and why?
Favorite word. Oh, well, my favorite word this year, it's my word, is transformation.
Transformation.
Yes. And transformation because as a human being, as a person, I want to be transformed, become better myself, better version of myself,
Mhm.
and also transform my clients, transform people.
All right. Now, second question: if you could have dinner with any historical person, who would it be?
Oh my God. Cleopatra.
Wow. Why?
I just think she was just a strong woman. She didn't try to be a man, but she used her femininity to control. So,
All right. Now, next question: beach or mountains?
oh, I live in LA. I'm gonna take both.
All
We
right.
have both.
Okay. Now, early bird or night owl?
Early bird. I've been up since 5 a.m.
Wow. All right. Now, morning routine essential.
Gratitude, a little bit of breath work,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that goes with meditation. And my favorite is abdominal massage. I do that every morning as soon as I open my eyes.
Wow. All right. Now, what is your favorite mantra for tough days?
Right after I do my PD party, I
Mm-hmm.
say there are people that have it worse than I do.
All right. Now, what is a hobby you enjoy that many people might not know about?
I love sewing.
Oh,
I
I love
grew
crochet.
up I grew up sewing with my grandmother. She taught me how to knit, how to sew. I used to make my sweaters. I used to make my shirts, and I still do some changes with my shirt or pants or whatever. I love it.
Wow. All right. Now, best piece of advice you ever received?
Honestly, I have to say, well, um, just to be myself, just to be myself.
All right. Now, next question. In 3 words, how would your friends describe you?
Crazy, funny, loyal.
Okay. Now, what advice would you give your younger self?
Save and invest.
All right. I love that. Awesome. A big thank you to Miss Annie here for sharing and being game in answering those lightning round questions. Now it's time to dive deeper into her expertise and learn valuable strategies. But before we jump into that, if you're enjoying the show, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And to our live audience, keep those questions coming for the Q&A session later. All right. Now let's keep the momentum. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for the next segment. Here we go. Welcome to the Learn from the Expert segment. In this segment, we're focusing on natural ways to alleviating stress. And our first key area is all about natural ways. It's all about your natural stress solutions. Let me just display the first topic. Here we go. So, grab your pens, everybody, and your notebooks because you don't want to miss these game changing strategies from our guest, Miss Annie. Now, Miss Annie, in our busy lives, right? It's crucial to know how to deal with stress the natural way. Now, can you share some easy ways to manage stress naturally? And then, are these things something anyone can try in their daily life?
Absolutely. It cracks me up sometimes when you hear people just overcome stress, get rid of stress. Well, you can't. You live, doesn't matter if you're living in busy, crazy city like Los Angeles or New York, or you're living in a small town. You come out of your house, there are stressful situations. Even in your house, you're watching TV, it's a stressful situation.
Mhm.
So knowing few key techniques to overcome stress or to learn how to manage stress is beneficial, unless you're type of person that you just want to take a medication, and it's also okay. It's not my place to judge anyone, but
Mhm.
there are some natural ways to manage your stress. So, we already know, like doing yoga, doing meditation, some breathing techniques that are very beneficial because it comes down your sympathetic nervous system, that fight, flight, freeze system.
Yep, yep.
A couple of the things I can suggest that I like to use is you've all heard of vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is the longest nerve. They call the wandering nerve. It's the your cranial nerve, and just being able to stimulate that nerve so it can stimulate the relaxation, the calming effect. It has the calming effect. There are a
Yeah.
few ways you can do that. Some of the simplest ways is just splash cold water on your face.
Oh, okay.
Gargling. Just get some water in your mouth and gargling. Humming. That vibration that will relax. Again, taking deep breaths, that's one of the things.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there is a really cool technique. I teach clients how to calm their nervous system. Is if you have pen or pencils or straws, something. You take a couple of straws, a couple of pens I have. You put it on your hand,
Let me do that.
this,
Uh-huh.
like this. You're laying down. You
Uh-huh.
put your hands overhead.
Uh-huh.
If you want to relax on the pillow or something, doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
And then you point your feet, if you can, and curl your toes under.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing that. Your feet are pointed, curls, toes curled under. If you get a cramp in your feet, just don't point your feet. Keep it at the neutral position. Just curl the toes under.
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes, and for about a minute, stay there.
Oh.
And then you're done. That's the technique. And it relaxes. I cannot tell you at the office how many times when the clients come and I'm like testing their body and I palpate around their diaphragm, like rib cage on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they're ticklish, or I can't even touch their body because they're so, their stress level is so high that they're just doing this.
This
The
fidget.
withdrawal,
Oh.
the fidgeting, yeah. I know that first I need to calm their stress level down so I can actually do some work on them. So I have either I have them do this technique or I'm the one who just holds their fingers instead of the pen
Mm-hmm.
for about a minute or so. And then sometimes even I can see their breathing changes or they start having a calming on their hands because it just the release happens. And
Ah.
then I go back and check the rib cage again, and they're not ticklish anymore. So that's a really good. You can do it any time of a day, um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's whatever you feel like stressful situation. You would just do that technique, and it will be very beneficial and helpful.
Wow. That is very interesting. I wish I
Believe
could do
me,
that now.
I've learned this technique from amazing practitioners, John Imes, and he just dedicated his life doing creating these unique techniques. And I've learned from him many, many years ago, and I'm so grateful because they work amazing.
Right. Okay, I wanna acknowledge one of our viewers or really just good morning. This is Karina Livier. I just went into my group and see who's uh, commented. So this is Karina. Hi Karina. All right. Now I'm curious about everyday stuff like um, sleep, food, and moving around. So, how do these things affect stress, and what can we actually do to make them better for our well-being?
Okay, can you clarify the question, please?
No, so um, sleeping, right? The right way of sleeping, eating, what food, and exercising. How are these affecting our stress level?
Well, as you know, sleep is cracks me up when people say, "Oh, I sleep when I die." It's like sleep is one of the most important things that you should be getting the good quality of sleep because while we sleep, our body goes through so many recovery processes. Especially if you're a student, if you're learning something during sleep, what you learned that day before, that's what goes into effect. That's when your body actually, like your brain will memorize it. But also, so getting a good quality sleep, REM sleep, and there are so many like tools and things that you can like wear or watches that will
Mm-hmm.
show the quality of your sleep. And then with the diet, there are foods, everyone is different. We are all unique. And once we go into the genetics part of it,
Mm-hmm.
I can mention a little bit more, but we are all unique. So one food could be triggering for you, but not for me, and vice versa. So having healthier diet, and healthy has such a broad word because what's healthy for you may not be healthy for me.
Quite true.
So having a diet that is the best diet for you, the best food choices for you, it's going to make that big difference for your body to stay stress free, not to trigger anything, activate anything.
All right. Now, for those who are dealing with chronic stress, what long term approaches do you recommend, and how can they easily fit these strategies into their daily routines?
Well, you mentioned exercise. Exercise is one of the best things when we're talking like we talk about brain health,
Mm-hmm.
cognition health. Exercise, we say, is like 50% of it is exercise, the benefits you get from exercise. The other 50% is everything else you do. So when you're in a chronic stress, make sure daily some type of exercise. And I'm going to say, when we're talking about exercise, especially when it comes to stress, I'm not talking about a very high intensity, hardcore exercise because sometimes exercise is can cause stress to your body depending your body's your blueprint, how
Mm,
your body handles exercise. If you're type of person that exercise could actually add more stress to your body.
yeah.
So just doing some gentle exercise or even breathing techniques or making a daily habit of, okay, after a meal, I'm going to go walk for about 5, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay. Or I'm going to find a quiet place and just be with myself. No watching TV, no, everyone needs to find what's their go-to ritual is.
Mm-hmm.
Because what can work for me, I'm type of person, I love sitting at home quiet and maybe reading a book or watching like some love story, mindless, romantic TV. That's
Yeah.
very calming for me. But for someone, it may not work. They may need to go and lift some weights or go swimming, go for a walk, hiking. I don't know. But you need to find that one thing that's going to work just for you.
All right. Excellent insights. Now, thanks, Annie, for shedding light on natural stress solutions. So, now let's move into another key aspect of pain free living. So, um, flushing the second topic, which is fueling your body, nutrition's role in pain free living. So, we all know that what we eat, as you said earlier, affects how we feel. So, can you share how our food choices actually impact our health, and you know um, how can it actually reduce pain? And if you have some good foods that can make our lives less painful and more comfortable, kindly share as well.
Well, honestly, if we ask every person, each person, tell me what's healthy, what are the healthy foods, everyone knows what's healthy and what's not healthy.
Mm,
But when it comes down to, earlier you mentioned with the living with chronic pain
yeah,
or chronic stress, you
yeah.
know, the food, when you're in a chronic, let's say, pain stage, that tells me your body has systemic inflammation throughout the whole body. My approach to, so when I see a client in my clinic, if there's someone have had pain for years, that's a
Uh-huh.
chronic pain. My approach to them, to their pain, it's going to be completely different than, hey, I went played like a 15 10 holes or 19 hole golf and my back is hurting. To that person, my approach is going to be completely different. So when I'm addressing the chronic pain person, nutrition plays a huge role. Before even I do palpate your body, anything, we're going to talk about your nutrition.
Yeah.
because the food can contribute to inflammation, can trigger inflammatory cytokines. So one of my first things when I asked, and it was so interesting. Yesterday, I was at the seminar, the Thursday, Friday, and one of the ladies, she said, my whole body just aches. And one of
Mm.
my first questions to her was, do you have any allergies? She goes, yeah, but what that has to do with anything?
Mm.
Histamine. Histamine, a lot of times people know, oh, I have seasonal allergies, I take antihistamine. Yes, you can take antihistamine, but if you're eating the foods that are high in histamine or can trigger histamine, you're
Mm-hmm.
on this vicious cycle. So some of
Okay.
the foods that are considered very healthy but are high in histamine or can trigger histamine are spinach, right? Very healthy food.
Yes, it is.
Strawberries, bananas, avocado. Like if I tell you, oh no, you cannot eat these foods, you'll be like, you're crazy. Those are some of the healthiest
Yes.
foods.
I
But
eat
if
banana
you
for breakfast, and my breakfast won't be complete without it, too.
but if you are some type of person who has allergies, seasonal allergies, or your blood test, you check your histamine and your histamine is high, then I'm not saying forever, but for a period of time, you should not be eating these foods. And it's not just only those four foods. Anything, the dairy, the anything fermented, like we always talk about, fermented foods like kimchi, like
Ah, yes.
sauerkraut, like because they have good bacteria, they're probiotics, right? That's healthy. I used to
Yes.
make sauerkraut at home myself. I grew
That's
up
my
in my
favorite.
culture for winters. My grandma used to put so many foods, so we had foods, for winter,
Yeah.
ferment a lot of like vegetables, but all that can contribute to histamine, hence inflammation. Any alcohol, kombucha that we think it's, I love kombucha, it's healthy. But if you have allergies, that's just one part of nutrition that you have to be really aware of that can contribute to your systemic inflammation.
That's very difficult then. So all my favorites are
But again, that's just temporary.
all right. Yeah, then how can we go about that? It's gonna be a very sad life.
No, like I said, it's temporary. For a certain period of time, you're gonna stop eating this food, and
Mm-hmm.
also, we're gonna suggest maybe taking certain like supplements, um, like berberine would degrade histamine, wild
Mm-hmm.
oregano oil would help degrade histamine. Chinese skull cap powder will
Mm-hmm.
help degrade histamine. So, but that's what it comes to individual approach.
Yeah.
These are, yeah, general suggestions, but which one is going to work for you? And then, like I said, that's just histamine, that's just one part of it. We're going to look at what else is contributing to your pain. Is it your daily, like your postures, or even your stress level? That can have a contributing factor with the chronic pain.
Yeah.
So addressing chronic pain, it's a multifaceted approach. I'm going to look at your whole lifestyle from all different angles. It's not just, that's why I tell my clients, it's a process.
Right.
It's like peeling an onion. We're going to peel one layer at a time until we get to the
The root.
root of, yeah, and then release it all. And then give you tools and techniques and action steps that you can maintain it yourself.
Mhm. All right. In Asia, especially in Southeast Asia, right? There's a food called or a spice called turmeric, and they say it's anti-inflammatory.
Oh, turmeric is fantastic. I myself, I use it on my food. a lot. I make turmeric, like I make my almond milk myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I make my turmeric latte myself. Yeah, turmeric is fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna eat more of that then. Yellow rice, everything will turn yellow if you put turmeric.
One thing with turmeric, I do want to mention, because a lot of times when you buy already ground turmeric,
Mm,
um, turmeric can go rancid very fast. So I
yeah,
don't like buying pre-ground turmeric. I
yeah.
buy as a supplement, and then when I need to use it, I just open the capsule and I just sprinkle it on my food.
Oh,
So
really?
that
We
keeps
can
it,
we can do that.
yeah, that keeps it, you know, for uh, the oxygen, it oxidizes if yours just have it like a big thing of
Yeah.
ground turmeric, and it's not going to last long. It goes rancid very fast. That's why we say, your herbs and spices, you cannot keep long. Like after a while they go rancid. But especially turmeric, that's how I use it. I just buy them as a supplement, and then when I need to use it, I open the capsule and just sprinkle it.
All right, that's a great advice. I'm gonna do that. We normally buy bottles of it. All right, now last question before we jump to the last topic. So, are there any misconceptions about the relationship between diet and pain management that you commonly encounter? And how can we debunk some of these myths if there are?
Oh my God. Let's see. Well, a lot of times people don't make that connection
Hmm.
of the diet has anything to do with body pain, because they just think, or they think, oh, my, let's say, shoulder hurts,
Hmm.
and that's where you should be working on. So, it's hard to say. I'm not sure of any like myths, but if you have chronic pain, then nutrition is the number one go-to, at least for me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. With every single client with chronic pain, my starting point is nutrition. Let's address your nutrition, because I'm not going to go after your symptoms. I want to find the root cause of it and eliminate that root cause.
Right. That should be the case. So that was awesome. So all right, so we've discussed about natural stress solutions and the role of nutrition in pain-free living. Now, to give context to the next key aspect, Annie, would you educate us what genetic testing is about and how it relates to living a pain-free life?
I love this subject.
Yeah.
Genetic testing, a lot of times when you think of, when someone says genetic testing, I know a lot of people think of 23andMe, my ancestors, right? But the genetic testing I'm talking about is, what genes did I get from my parents?
Mm,
And the genetic testing is, first of all, it's not a diagnostic tool. It's a foundational information to tell you, based on the unique genes that we have, that we got from our parents, how does it absorb, utilizes the food that we eat, the
yeah.
type of exercises we do. We were talking about stress. Based on your genetics, how does your body handle stress?
Mm-hmm.
That's the like basic information that you can get from genetics, because as humans, we do share 99.9% exact same DNA. You and I, 99.9% exact same DNA. But that 0.1% that is different, that's what makes us unique. That's
Yeah.
why, let's say, I'm very good at most sports. I can pick up, I'm really good at athletics. And some people, doesn't matter how much they train, they just don't have it.
Yeah.
Or some people, They don't have to exercise. They don't have to eat really healthy. They have hard time gaining weight. And I eat healthy. And when I eat a little bit of outside of extremely healthy, I put on
Mm-hmm.
weight extremely quick.
Ooh,
That all comes from genetics.
that's very interesting. Now, why did you decide to use genetic testing to help people with their pain? I mean, what prompted you that it would be helpful?
Oh, it's so interesting because you can have genetic specific genes and genetic variants
Mm,
that will make you more prone to have soft tissue injuries, like let's say knee injuries or Achilles tendon injuries.
yeah.
Or as you can be more prone to osteoporosis because genetically your body breaks down bone mass faster than it rebuilds it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, knowing all that information, what can we do so those genes don't express themselves? And I want people to keep in mind just because you have the gene, and I'm talking about, I want to clarify it that the genes that we test, the genetic testing that I do, is we look at low penetrance genes, meaning if you have these genes, it's not going to cause a disease itself, just itself. It's not going to cause a disease. And clinically, we can do something about it. We can make lifestyle changes to make sure that these genes will never express themselves because there are high penetrance genes. There are companies that test, let's say, if you have every female in your family had a breast cancer, right?
Mm,
You want to go check those high penetrance genes to see if you have it too. Because clinically, there's nothing you can do about them.
yeah.
But when you test the low penetrance genes, even the genes that a lot of people get scared if it shows up as a high potential like ApoE gene or MTHFR gene, if shows up in their blueprint and they're like, oh my God, like these are so bad, like ApoE it's gonna cause Alzheimer's and stuff. It's like, no, you know, with the lifestyle changes, you can make sure that these genes don't express themselves.
Mm,
The beauty of knowing it, that you can take those specific action steps and those make those lifestyle changes. And that's why I love about, especially even when it comes to pain relief, is I want to know what are the contributing factors for me. Or let's say my body does not convert the vitamin D into active D3.
mm-hmm.
Well, now maybe I need to eat more foods or maybe stay in the sun, like outside of peak hours without any lotion and sunscreen to get some vitamin D. Or maybe the D that I'm taking, I live in Los Angeles, the
Mm-hmm.
sunny, but
Yeah.
a lot of people here, even here, there's deficient in vitamin D. So if you're type of person that, okay, in your genetics, in your lab test, blood work, it shows you have low vitamin D. And then in genetics, it shows that, okay, you have these genetic variants that your body does not convert D into active D3.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is going to be first, are you taking vitamin D? You're like, yes, I am. What's the form of D are you taking? Are they capsules? Are those pills? If you say, let's say it's capsules, because that's what most people take, is my
Yeah.
suggestion to you is going to be, let's change the form. Let's do sublingual, that
Mm-hmm.
just few drops on your tongue. So it
Mm-hmm.
bypasses your digestive tract because a lot of times you could have digestive issues. So then whatever you're taking, most likely your body's not going to be able to utilize it. Let's
Ah.
bypass the digestive tract. Okay, either take it sublingual or some of them it could be subcutaneous on your skin,
Yeah.
like a magnesium. I like to do use a magnesium lotion or cream or oil on my skin So
Mhm.
it bypasses the digestive tract and it absorbs much better.
So that can be done.
So
I
that's
didn't
what
know
the
that.
genetics, it gives me so much information, you know, that it allows me to personalize everyone's approach. Because,
Yeah.
a lot of times, like now, the keto is the in thing, right? I
Mm.
know a lot of people, they're either on keto or they're on intermittent fasting.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, yes, these are good. Is it good for you, though?
That's
That's
the
my
question.
question. Is it good for you?
That's
Being
a million dollar
vegetarian,
question.
that's the thing. What is the best approach specifically for you? And genetics will tell me that.
Yes. Right. I like the part where you say you there's other ways to take vitamins, right? Especially those are part lotions. Okay, you can put on the skin and then you can drop on your tongue. Cause for me, I have a very narrow, yes, and mostly all the supplements are quite like very very
Big.
thick, very big. So it's taking a hard time for me to swallow it. It's like
Well,
slowly going in.
there is a trick to it. I remember sometimes, depending on a supplement, if it's a capsule, sometimes you can open a capsule, put it on a spoon, and just
Uh-huh.
take it that way.
Bitter.
Some it could be, or you can put like on a teaspoon, you can
Mhm.
put a little bit of olive oil, put the
Ah,
capsule in it, and just drink it with that because olive oil would allow it to go down much easier, smoother. So there
oh,
are little tricks that you can use.
yeah. For me, I'm like, I'm gagging, or is that I can't breathe already? Come on, go down.
You like massaging.
Yeah, you have to massage it down. All right, interesting, interesting. Now, um, so genetic testing feels a little bit overwhelming for some, right? For those who are just hearing it now. Now, for someone considering it for pain resolution, right? What kind of questions should they be asking, or what factors should they be aware of?
So yes, and I have this. If your audience is interested, I'll be happy to give you the link so they can actually download that PDF and have it.
Mm.
Because I have it. This like 6 questions. Three you should ask to yourself. Like, what am I hoping to learn from it?
Okay.
Why do I want to do the genetic testing? Also, okay, because it's not the cheapest thing to do.
Mm.
But once I have my results, am I ready to make those changes? Am I ready to take any action steps?
Mm-hmm.
Now, for some people, it could be very emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I have a client who actually became a very good friend of mine. When I got her report, knowing her that she takes things very like personally, can get very worked up about it. And I saw a genetic variant, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to break this to her gently so she doesn't overthink about it?
Mm-hmm.
So, have you considered the emotional implications of it? Because a lot of times, and that's the first thing I tell the clients is, when you have certain genes, please do not go on Google, because that would freak you out, because
Yes,
if you
me
say
too.
it causes cancer, it causes Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, like, do not Google, please. Maybe I shouldn't say that, because whenever you tell someone do not do it, that's
They will
exactly
do
when
it.
they're going to do it. But also, it's really important to consider what's the company you're thinking of using to do genetic testing, the integrity of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a HIPAA law that makes it so, or it's called also the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act.
Yeah.
that is set up that insurance companies cannot utilize that to deny you of insurance. Okay. Or, but also you want to make sure how does the company that you're considering doing genetic testing is handling your report.
Mm.
Because the companies I use, what they do, it's called decoupling. Like after your report is done, they disconnect your name with your data. So there is
Ah.
no connection. So it's called decoupling. Does the company do that? Do they follow those rules, those regulations that set? Also, the doctor or the practitioners that you're thinking of doing genetic testing with,
Mm-hmm.
are they qualified to analyze your report? How does the result? Okay, yeah, with 23andMe, you can go do the report, and then you got the report. It's bunch of numbers and letters and names
Mm-hmm.
that you can't even pronounce. What does that mean? Is there
Yeah.
someone qualified that is going to break it down, simplify it for you, and actually tell you, yeah, okay, now you have this, you have to do this, 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 because this is what that means. Is there someone qualified to do it? Because there are some companies out there that, do your report, but and then they say, yeah, your report showed this, now you have to buy these supplements.
Yeah.
Every
So they
month you
use it
pay
as, yeah.
$300 or $200-$300 to buy these supplements.
Yeah.
It's like, no, give me the actual, first of all, tell me, like, break it down, tell me what does that mean, and then what can I do myself. Yes, sometimes with my clients I would suggest a couple of 2-3 supplements, but the main thing is, what does this mean, and what daily action steps you should be taking to have that quality of life that you're wanting, or to live that pain-free life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give you the link to that handout.
All right. Looking forward to that one. All right. Let's acknowledge Karina says she is enjoying the show or the subject. Yeah. Thank you. Very informative. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Very
you, Karina.
interesting. And she also mentioned that she do have digestion problems. So what we'll do, Karina, is to do the drops. All right. And then yeah, she also mentioned that the topics are very informative. Right.
Amen.
All right. So finally, can you share a success story where the integration of genetic testing played a pivotal role in unlocking the path to pain-free living for someone?
Oh my God, let's see, which one do I talk about? Let's see. Well, I know a client of mine, what's so interesting with genetic testing, sometimes when I'm working with the client,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden they're like, oh, something's going on with my body. I'm like, you know what? Let me go look at your genetic report. Let me see what's there, because there's so much information that I can just keep digging and digging.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my clients, her report. Let me see. Um, oh yeah, this is amazing. She is gorgeous. She's an actress. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous body. I mean, just beautiful body. And one of the things she was saying, that she constantly gets bloated.
Oh, okay.
And like, yeah, after certain meals that she gets bloated. Well, we looked at her genetic report, and she had a gene, it's called HLA gene, which makes her sensitive to gluten.
Oh,
So I said that that's one thing, get rid of gluten from her diet. And she's like, oh my God, that's it. That was the magic food change for her, that she got rid of the gluten. which, as you know, for some people can cause systemic inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
and not only got rid of her bloatiness, the being bloated, but also help with her overall body pain. So that's the beauty of genetic testing. Just that, like I said, HLA. A lot of times we see, depending on the your variant that you do carry, hers wasn't the level that it could contribute to like celiac disease,
Mm-hmm.
but it made her very sensitive to gluten. Now, like people like her, a lot of times, and she's a European, grew up in Europe, and she was saying that it's interesting when she goes home, she doesn't have that issue
Mm-hmm.
because the gluten, the bread in Europe is very different than the gluten that we have in US. The gluten in US, the wheat is hybridized a lot more. So the protein, the gluten that it creates, our body does not recognize it. So it contributes to inflammatory cytokines causing systemic inflammation.
Yep.
And that was like one of the triggers for her. And we recognized it with genetic testing, and she got rid of it, and she's been fine since then.
All right. That's a very, very fantastic example um, of the results of using genetic testing. So, right now we're gonna jump to the Q&A. I gathered two questions from offline, and we have one question from Karina. So let's start with the Q&A. All right. Let me just put the segment. All right. First question is from Karina Lemire, and we'll show her question. Her question is there any recommendation for stroke survivors?
So, it's so interesting you said, because as a medical massage practitioner, whenever someone has stroke, getting a medical massage, starting medical massage right away, it's so important, because depending the part of the body that was affected, you
Mm-hmm.
want to create that new synapses in the brain. So that part of the body you really want to massage. It's a specific um, style, specific techniques of massage we use. But I remember years, and this was years ago, one of my clients, she had a stroke while giving childbirth,
Mm-hmm.
and her uncle was my client, so she got me in a hospital. Like after a stroke, she couldn't move her left arm,
Yeah.
and her uncle got me into the hospital room to work on her. As I was working on her, I did the medical massage techniques. And also there is a unique doctor, oh my God, Couric Institute. He
Mm-hmm.
does he does functional neurology. He teaches doctors functional neurology. And I watched one of his techniques that he did with this mirror, which kind of tricks your brain,
Mm-hmm.
or knowing, thinking the good side, the good arm was the affected arm. And I did that mirror technique with my client, and she was able to raise her hand. So come to your question. Yes, find, again, depending how long, if it was many years ago, I'm not sure, that's not my specialty. Like what's the time frame? But as fast as you can get someone starting massages on that affected areas, the limbs, to do massages to recreate that new brain synapses, that would be the best approach for them.
All right. Thank you very much for answering that question. Next question is how can someone differentiate between normal body pain and potential issue that requires attention? Are there any warning signs?
I love this question because I put on my social media this question like few days ago. I said, what is one part of your body that from time to time you have a pain, or Sometimes you say, yeah, it's not really pain, but from time to time, I'm getting this like annoying thing that's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
So pain is pain. One of the questions, is it affecting your doing something? Is it, let's say, if it's the shoulder or your neck, is it
Mm-hmm.
preventing you from completely your neck range of motion, or you cannot bring your arm up? Well, is it constantly or from time to time? If it's once in a while, you still have to pay attention. Why is that happening? You always want to ask why. There is no normal body pain. There's nothing normal about pain. But one of the questions I ask my clients is, describe your pain. Is
Yeah.
it dull? Is it sharp? Does it happen? Do you have it all the time or with certain movements? Does it come and go? Do you have a referral pain? Is there any burning, any tingling? Because
Mm-hmm.
any of these will tell me the pain. Is it a muscular? Is it a structural issue? Is it a nerve issue? Is it a referral pain from somewhere else that I need to address it?
Yeah.
Because it could be hurting your shoulder, but the root cause of the pain could be coming from somewhere else. It could be that you have digestive issues, internal organ dysfunctions, and the pain
Mm-hmm.
referral is to your shoulders.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to go work on your abdominal. I may do a visceral massage, abdominal massage. And you're thinking, okay, yeah, I came here for my shoulder. Like, why are you working on my abdomen? But that happens a lot.
Yep.
So hopefully that answered your question.
All right. Now, last question is, considering the impact of genetics, is there a role for mental well-being in pain resolution? How does our thoughts and our emotion influence the physical pain?
Oh my God, absolutely. Absolutely. In the genetics that report the blueprint that I get from the clients from the lab, is we do look at based on your genes, how does your body handle stress in a
Mm-hmm.
genetic blueprint? It's in your brain pathway. you know how does your body break down those dopamines, that feel good hormones, the neurotransmitters? And that can tell me, how do you handle stress? How does your body, let's say, even with the addiction? And I'm not talking about addiction to just like, I know whenever we think about addiction, is the addiction like alcohol or drugs. No,
Mm-hmm.
people can have addiction to exercise.
Yes.
It's you going after that feeling of reward. So for some it could be alcohol, some could be drugs, but for some it could be exercise or working, like workaholics,
Yeah.
because you're looking for that feeling of reward.
Yeah. True.
Okay. But when it comes to genetics, that will tell me what's the best way for you to approach it. And yes, it can actually influence the physical pain. Like me, and I found out the hard way, I cannot do cannabis. I tried smoking once.
Uh-huh.
I
What
puked
happened?
for 2 hours. And I thought, okay, that was my first time. And then one time I didn't smoke. Someone else was smoking around me. I got contact high and I
Uh-huh.
went into full on paranoia,
Oh
like
no.
complete paranoia. Like for 45 minutes, I was having this weirdest conversation with myself.
Uh-huh.
And then when I did my genetic report, I learned that I have genes that I cannot touch cannabis at all. But so yes, with genetics, we can see the neurotransmitter, how your brain breaks down the dopamine, how it can handle stress, even with the emotions. Oh my God! One time I was working on a client, and I was doing a technique, a male client. I was doing the
Uh-huh.
technique and I had him like around his chest, take a deep breath, exhale so I can continue the technique. And all of a sudden he burst into tears. And I'm not talking about just little tears. I mean, full on loud crying.
Uh-huh.
There was an emotion there that it was stored maybe for years, and somehow it released it. So, yes, emotions can get trapped in different organs, in different body parts. Doesn't matter where, I don't know where, but sometimes it can come out. And genetics won't tell you specifically what emotions, like when I look at your blueprint, I cannot say, oh, this is where it is.
Uh-huh.
But overall, it will tell me how does your body will handle stressful situations. And yes, stress can definitely influence the physical pain. Hopefully that answered your question.
Right. Very interesting. A huge thank you to you, Miss Annie, for sharing your expertise and answering those questions. Very, very interesting. All right, now, Bam Bam, if you've been inspired, for the interest of time, if you've been inspired and are ready to take the next step forward towards a pain free and empowered life, you're in for a treat. And our guest has some incredible offerings and opportunities for you to explore. So stay tuned for our Work with the Expert segment, where Annie will let us know how you can access her personalized solutions and live a pain free life. So don't go away. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back once again, Fam Bam. What an enlightening journey it has been with Annie Papazyan. All right, now for our viewers, if you are inspired, as I am, and want to take your wellness journey to the next level, Annie has some fantastic offerings, whether it's personalized pain resolution strategies, nutritional guidance, or exploring your genetic makeup. She is here to empower you. So please, Annie, please share with our audience what offers you have and how they can work with you. So the stage is yours.
Well, thank you. So yes, I have a couple of free gifts for you that you can easily access and download. The first one, since we were talking about the genetic testing, is I have a PDF download that you are welcome. Those 6 questions, what to ask, what to look for. So
Mm-hmm.
you can download that and have it if you like to learn a little bit more about genetic testing and actually download a sample report. You can find that on my website for sure. And then the second gift I have is if your interest is more of learning some self-help techniques with for body pain, different parts of body pain, I have 5 body pain hacks, which once you sign up for the next 5 days, you get the short videos between 2 to 4 minute videos where I teach self-help techniques for you, let's say for neck pain, for back pain, for lymphatic drainage. And there is also some PDFs also would be in those emails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for 5 days, you get these videos and downloadable PDFs that will teach you self-help techniques that you'll have it in your toolbox to use it whenever you need it.
That's very interesting. Now, how can they connect with you?
Through those through those gifts and also my website, which is laststopforpain.com. And I'm sure, do you want me to put it in a
It's
chat?
already running at the bottom. So it's
Yeah, I can.
lastpain.com.
Yes.
All right. And I believe everybody can also contact Miss Annie at social media, Facebook and Instagram.
I'm very active Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you're other parts of the world, yes, please. If you have any questions that you didn't feel comfortable asking, I usually don't offer this. I'm offering for your audience is I can actually send Ritz a link to 30 minutes complimentary session with me, complimentary Zoom session with me. I'll send that to her privately. And if you're looking to connect with me one-on-one and get some personalized questions that you didn't feel comfortable asking, here, you're welcome to connect with her. She'll share that link with you, and I'll look forward to helping you any way I can.
All right, we're gonna put that inside the group. So for anybody who's not in the group yet, come and join and take advantage of what Miss Annie is offering right now. And you can connect with her in LinkedIn as well. Our handle is Ani Papazyan. All right. A huge thank you to our guest, our phenomenal guest, Ani Papasyan, for sharing her expertise with us. Thank you very much for being with us today. Miss Annie, any parting words?
Well, one of my favorite quotes is pain is inevitable, suffering is optional.
Wow.
Through our lives, we do get pain, but what you do about it, it's your choice. So don't ever learn to live with pain. There are solutions. Maybe mine is the solution for you. Maybe someone else's approach is solution for you. Just never stop looking for the solution because it's out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ani Papazyan. All right, now, Fam Bam, if you're as inspired as I am and want to dive deeper into the personalized pain resolution and holistic wellness, visit her website. It's running at the bottom, laststopforpain.com. All right, now, trust me, it's worth exploring. But before we wrap up, I want to express my gratitude to each and everybody who are with us today and who will be watching in replay. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of Talking Business with Ritz. Now, if you have more questions or if there's a topic you'd like us to cover in future episodes, drop them in the comments and we'll go find those experts so that, we'll explore more important stuff that are beneficial for us entrepreneurs. So until then, join us next week for another Power Pack episode. Let me ready my outro. All right. Until then, remember your success story is waiting to be written. So go out and make it happen. This is Ritzel Loredo-Rectra and Miss Ani Papazyan signing off. Stay safe and healthy, everybody, and let's continue talking business with Ritz. Bye, everybody.